Hi guys and gals, it's a Double B Billy Boudreaux, aka Wrestle Gummer, back with another installment of WGS-TV right here on the WGS YouTube channel. Now, we had Summerslam tonight, and of course, this Wednesday night on WGS Radio and WrestleDown, the Studley man Ashley will have his full review of Summerslam, but I want to make this video to talk about the two title matches that happened tonight. Of course, we're talking about Randy Orton versus Christian for the World Heavyweight title in a no-holds-barred match, and CM Punk and John Cena for an undisputed WWE Championship match, with Triple H being the special guest referee. First, I want to look at Randy Orton and Christian match. Now, a lot of people I for one was thinking, it's getting long, drawn out, but it's actually turned around. For tonight's match, in the no-holds-barred match, it was actually really, really entertaining to watch. There was a lot of great spots in it. I really thought the kendo sticks were used really well. The spot where Randy Orton DDTs Christian into the garbage can, I thought that was superb, and what an excellent finish. Christian was going to go for a springboard crossbody. Randy Orton counters it into an RKO on steel steps that were placed in the ring. That was, by God, a hell of a great finish to a match. I know people out there are going to disagree with me, Christian should have won. Christian should be still World Heavyweight Champion. He deserves it. It still does not take away the fact that the match was incredibly entertaining. And they had a very, very well done finish. Now, again, a lot of people are going to disagree. Oh yeah, you're a Randy Orton mark. I am not a Randy Orton mark. Okay? I'm calling it as I see it. As I look at it objectively, it was a great no-holds-barred match, and they needed to have a really great entertaining match, because if they would have had like a boring no-holds-barred match where it was billed no-holds-barred, but they would keep it in the ring and just do wrestling, because they have done it quite a few times before where they would bill a match as either a street fight and they wouldn't use weapons, or a no-holds-barred match where everything stayed in the ring and they just wrestled. They needed to bring it to this level. They needed to make it non-PG, and that's exactly what they did. One of the spots I particularly liked, there were a couple of them. One was Randy Orton power slamming Christian into a table, and there was one where Christian was going to imitate Randy Orton and RKO Orton into a table. Orton counters it, and then Orton RKO's Christian, and the table actually broke. Think back to Money in the Bank. Orton RKO'd Christian 2 times on that table, and it didn't break. Tonight, it broke. Was it supposed to break? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Because I did notice that Randy Orton either had a gash on his forehead or on his hand, because there was a lot of blood right here on his hand, and probably I think it was like right here on his thumb to the base of his hand, right here. So I don't know if that was supposed to happen. Who knows? But I will give Randy Orton and Christian their props. They deserve it. They put on a hell of a great World Heavyweight Championship match. And I'm really looking forward to what they'll be doing on not only on Friday Night SmackDown, but we already know it ahead of time that it's going to be Randy Orton and Christian at Night of Champions, the next pay-per-view for the World Heavyweight title. That I really hope they follow this no-holds-barred match, which was really exciting to watch, with another really great, exciting match. Now, am I going to have my hopes up if they don't deliver? No, I'm not going to have my hopes up if they don't deliver. But based on what they did tonight, they did a really, really excellent job in doing it. Now, the undisputed WWE Championship match: John Cena and CM Punk. One thing I said to the guys on Skype while we were watching the match: what's worse than one spinner belt? 2 spinner belts. Now, there had been a lot of talk, about a swerve happening. It did happen, but not in the way you think. Now, one thing I did say to the guys was, after the awesome match between Randy Orton and Christian, with the spectacular finish, that I would feel bad for anybody that would have to follow that, because you got to live up to that standard. I mean, they really, and Randy Orton and Christian went all out to entertain the crowd on SummerSlam tonight, and they brought it to another level. And then you got to follow that match and keep the crowd entertained at that level. And at certain points of the match for CM Punk and Cena, they did do that, but they really needed a good finish to counter the Randy Orton Christian finish, or to follow it would be the better term of words. And they kind of did. Now, what happened is CM Punk hit the go to sleep on Cena, but I think it was a bit of a botch because he kind of hit him in the chest instead of in the chin, is what I saw. And he had CM Punk, grapevine the leg, hooked the leg, and Cena's foot was in the ropes. Triple H didn't see it, and counted 3, and CM Punk was declared the new undisputed WWE champion. Cena was trying to explain to Triple H that, hey, my foot was in the ropes. Triple H said, my ruling stands. And then, as CM Punk was celebrating, out of nowhere comes Kevin Nash. Now, where the hell is Kevin Nash coming from? I mean, how are they, we haven't seen Kevin Nash since, he came back as Diesel in the Royal Rumble earlier this year. So, how is he going to be inserted into a storyline with CM Punk is going to be beyond me. I'd really like to know how they're going to work that out. Now, Kevin Nash attacks CM Punk. He jackknife power bombs him, and next thing you know, Alberto Del Rio comes out, cashes in Money in the Bank, and defeats CM Punk. And now Alberto Del Rio is the new WWE champion, which was kind of expected. I mean, we were all pondering, will Del Rio, there was a really good chance of Del Rio cashing in Money in the Bank, considering that the CM Punk John Cena feud was such a hot spot for WWE at the time, barring Randy Orton Christian being the second hottest thing going. And for them to bring in Del Rio, cash in Money in the Bank, and take the title away from CM Punk, I believe was a good move. It's a good move. Because think about it. Think about this, guys and gals watching the video right now. We got Rey Mysterio is going to be challenging the WWE champion, who is now Alberto Del Rio. So think about that. Tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, we're going to have Alberto Del Rio versus Rey Mysterio for the WWE championship, which is probably technically billed. Now, they could change it. Again, I'm not with WWE Creative or anything like that, but I gotta give it to the WWE. The pay-per-view was really good this year. It was really good this year. The title matches, I believe, were the main focus of the pay-per-view, and it came out to be that. Now there were other great matches, and I'm sure, guys, if you tune into WGS Radio this Wednesday night live, 7 p.m. Central Time, you'll hear everything that happened. From courtesy of the Studley Man Ashley, he will give you his pay-per-view review of it. But I got to give it to the title matches myself. I thoroughly enjoyed one, Randy Orton Christian, because that was a thoroughly entertaining match, and two, with so much hype and focus being put into John Cena and CM Punk, they needed to deliver in this match, and they did. They really did deliver. They also delivered on some controversy involving John Cena's foot being in the ropes. I'd like to see how they're going to play that out tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw as well. Are they going to try to start a feud with Cena and Triple H? Highly probable. Cena's going to hold a grudge against Triple H for making a mistake. I'd like to see where they're going to take CM Punk and Kevin Nash. That's what I'm really interested in. Because like I said, we haven't seen Kevin Nash since January. In the Royal Rumble. And now they're going to bring him back here about, 7 months later in SummerSlam, and they're gonna insert him into a storyline involving CM Punk. Now they better bring Kevin Nash to Monday Night Raw tomorrow and kind of play on this storyline even more, because now it's piqued my interest. It's got to pique everybody's interest, because I believe nobody saw Kevin Nash coming into the ring and attacking CM Punk, basically costing CM Punk the WWE Championship. Nobody saw that coming. So I really like to know where they're going to take this. Because now they're starting to make wrestling interesting again, and it's definitely really interesting when it comes to not only CM Punk and Kevin Nash, but John Cena and Triple H. And we also have to look forward to Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio for the WWE Championship tomorrow night. So what I'd like to know from you guys is what are your thoughts about it? Post your comments in the comment section below. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to tune in this Wednesday night on WGS Radio for the Studley Man's Ashley full pay-per-view review of SummerSlam. Does he give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? On the way to find out is to tune in live Wednesday night, blogtalkradio.com/WGS Radio. So with that being said, I'm Billy Booja. Thank you very much for watching.